Next in this process of removing the oil pan is that to remove the starter motor here. And I think all it's these two bolts that are, I believe, 8 mil. There's just not a lot of room. So and rotate. It's a lot easier. You can tell whoever worked on this car before didn't torque anything down, because sometimes these things are not done equally. Okay, so I think the oil pan is clear to be removed. I'm going to take off this alternator bracket and put it aside, and then I'll also put a brace or some type of thing to hold this up. I'm going to go through the process of removing all the bolts on the oil pan. Room is possibly an issue here because I have this, what do we call it, this type of jack holding up the oil pan. I have this jack stand. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I have this jack stand holding up the alternator in that assembly. I don't really want to disassemble that and take it off. And so I'm going to try to do this and work around. There might be some bolts on this area that I'll do from the top. In any case, I believe these bolts are different sizes, so I'm going to do my best to try to keep them in the hole that they came in. They're all, oh wow, this one's really loose. Okay, so I've heard this before where some were really loose, and I'm seeing the same thing. And the gasket from the outside looks like it's really oozing out or squeezing out. So I think it's like a silicone gasket, maybe. I'm gonna remove this. I think this is the oil lever sensor, I think. Oh shit. I see. So the good and bad news. The good news, there's no good news. The bolts were all loose, and I can only imagine that whoever have done this before couldn't get enough leverage to tighten them, I guess, or something. I don't know. I'm trying to put these things back so I don't lose where they belong. The other bad news, I guess, is that I broke this off. It's not that big of a deal. It's a cover plate or cover whatever for this. I think it's the oil level sensor, I think. So what I did was I pulled on it and it broke. So I might have to, I'm going to buy this just plastic piece. Hopefully they sell it separately. And then the other, I guess the good news is that all these bolts seem to be the same size. So all the front bolts at least are all the same size. There's one bolt that literally doesn't, it hits the top of the oil pan, so it's just kind of stuck. But I believe it's separated from where the main engine, so I think I can lower it. And then there's another bolt, or there's several other bolts, but I'm going to do that from the bottom. Talking about, it's kind of just stuck. Doesn't go any further, but I believe it's far enough down to where it's separated from the engine. I've yet to find one bolt that's tight. It's kind of disturbing how loose these bolts are. Like every single one of them. Okay, so I think I got all the bolts out, except for that one that's still kind of stuck, but I don't think it's holding on to anything. I'm gonna lower this slowly, see if this comes down. Oh no, it doesn't. What's going on, man? Did I get everything? Oh, interesting. Is it stuck on? Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Yeah. Alright. Oh. That's what it looks like. Yeah. And then underneath.